So Venerable Semke and I have been traveling to Coeur d'Alene the last few weeks to share the Dharma with the group down there, and it's been very helpful to me. We've been talking about attachment, which has been something that has been very difficult for me to work with. So it's been helpful to actually think about it a lot and trying to work with it. So attachment is a mental factor that exaggerates the positive qualities of an object, a thing, person, whatever. It can be anything. And then after the exaggeration, we really grasp toward it, try to get it. And attachment develops out of our misconceiving an object to be more attractive than it really is. And so we project this false image on it and then grasp after it, try to get it. And the object at that point then is something that has been just embellished by our own minds. So it's a very mistaken conception then. And it can be towards anything, another person, our own bodies, any kind of object, an idea, reputation, praise, approval, anything we can get attached to. And when we do this exaggeration of the positive qualities, we actually totally ignore any negative qualities of the thing. We just totally ignore. So we create such a distorted version of the object. And then, of course, because our concept of the thing is so distorted, because we've embellished it so much, we never get what we think we're going to get from it, ever. And so then that leads us often to aversion, which is exaggerating the negative qualities of something and totally ignoring any of the positive qualities. So this is what Venerable Children often calls the yo-yo mind, up and down, up and down. And so it's easy to see when we look at the definitions of attachment that it's a very disturbing emotion. And it's helpful to kind of identify, just what is a disturbing emotion. And it's a state of mind, when we develop it, that causes us to lose our peace of mind and to really lose self-control. And when I say self-control here, it's not something dramatic. We think of losing your self-control, something huge. Very subtly losing self-control, nothing big. So when we lose our peace of mind, it is very disturbing to the mind. And when we are disturbed in our mind that way, it is very difficult for us to have clear thinking and clear knowing of our feelings. And so then when we don't have that clarity, that's when we lose our sense of discrimination. Very easy to lose it, and which is so necessary to have self-control. And so when we lose that sense of discrimination, we have difficulty discriminating between what's helpful, what's not, what's appropriate, what isn't appropriate in the situation. And that was very helpful to me to kind of look at this side of attachment, because generally I identify when I've been attached to something when I'm on the other side of it and it's become unsatisfactory and there's aversion in the mind. Because when it's pleasant, even when I've created this false story about it, I'm just going after it and I'm not really very clear in my mind. So I was thinking about, how can I work with it on this side of it instead of on the side after I know I've been attached to something, because it's kind of too late then. Created some negative karma often. So on the front side of it, what to do. So what I've been working with is to identify when my mind is anticipating something. And when I'm anticipating something, to really examine that, to see if I'm anticipating something, am I losing my, my peace of mind? And if I am, then I have probably exaggerated the quality of whatever I'm anticipating. And so then on that end, I can start working with my mind. So it's been very fruitful to examine this mind that is anticipating. So I would invite people to explore this mind of anticipation.